Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Next to Madison. On today's episode, we are talking about everybody's favorite topic, relationships. Woo! We're talking about dating, and I've got a fantastic guest. She actually has her own radio show called Courting with Courtney. She's also a stand-up comedian and basically a relationship expert and super sexy. So Courtney Davis, welcome.
Self-proclaimed. Thank you.
How are you?
I feel like super sexy is my most proud accomplishment.
Yeah.
Because I'm not real.
No, you're super. Like, you're like, I feel like you're like my little girl crush.
Thank you. That's how I feel about you. It's been a relationship over the years. Just I stalked Madison and finally we got together. It's like this long Tinder date.
I know. And you brought me wine.
I have to drink.
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
You have to drink
constantly
to do
being
comedy,
a little bit drunk. I was like in a comedy class before this, and I opened wine, and I think everyone was like, "Are you?"
I love it. I think it's great. So wait. So I want to tell the listeners who don't know you, like, who you are, because you guys have to follow her first of all on Instagram at Courtney Davis.
Like and follow.
She's so freaking funny. Her stories are amazing.
I have a lot of. If you're a parent, you might, because I recently had a kid. But before that, it was like all about trying to get guys. And now it's like, whoa, I got a guy. Now I have a kid. And I did not think it was going to be like this. So
but you got like
my Instagram is.
You got like a really rich guy.
Thank you so much.
Right? Because I love that you're just open about it. You're like, fuck, I have money and I like it. Like, good for you.
Thank you. It's like weird because I feel like he's my soulmate, but then he just happens to have so much more money than me. So it worked out. I was like, well, I don't hate it.
Well, that's why you got to keep sucking the Exactly.
Which I don't. I should. I'm like, gosh, should I suck the what?
Yeah.
But I was like, would it help? And he's like, probably not. It's just your attitude. He's like, it's more your personality that bothers me.
Oh. What does he do for a living?
But he's so great. He is a real estate developer.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys own like hotels, right?
Thank you for saying we.
You're part of it now.
He does hotel exactly. He has hotels in Florida and here and kind of along the East Coast. Does apartments. If you need an apartment, I can probably scam you some free rent if you need it.
Okay. I'm definitely taking you up on that. Hello.
I thought that he kept a place for us, and then he just told me he rented it out. So now I just lost my. It's a good and bad having a real estate partner. But I met him because I was the assistant to Jared Kushner.
Were you really?
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a little bit. So before the election and all that,
right? He was just like a real estate guy, and he had a newspaper, and my friend told me she was going to move on from her position as his assistant. She was from Texas, where I'm from. And she was like, oh, so it's available. And then I Googled him. I was like, oh, he seems cute. And then I was like, oh, he's really cute. I should wear.
Oh, he's
That's
adorable.
How I judge my employers. And then I was like, oh, wait, he's married to Ivanka Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
But then so anyways, he was just like, this nice guy, and now I don't understand what the heck is going on. I'm like, do I defend what that? Like, I don't. I'm
well,
like,
it's kind of a position of power, right? I mean, it's basically just a job.
Oh, right. In the White House, you mean?
Yeah, he's just switched
jobs.
I
think that's what he feels like. Like, oh, I'll just switch my job to my. It's so confusing. But a lot of people don't like it.
I know the mic's really big, but I'm going to push you towards it.
I should come closer.
I don't know how your husband is, but...
Right. Not this. No, bigger than this if he's listening.
Yeah.
This is very minuscule.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to... I was like his assistant, so the guys that I was meeting, I felt like they weren't taking me seriously because I was his assistant.
Okay.
So... I was like, can I be another job? Can I talk to investors? So he made me his leasing director.
Oh.
That was when I hit the big time.
Yeah.
And then I met, and my husband walked in, and I was like, oh, I like him. And then I walked around these buildings that he was thinking about buying all day. And I was like, oh my God, this is my husband. I'm obsessed with him. He's so hot. Like, oh, he likes my comedy. He knows I'm a mess. And he accepts me. Oh. And then I wrote him an email that day and he never wrote me back. Not even like a thanks for the tour. Nothing.
Nice meeting you.
Nothing.
You have nice tit.
Yeah, like I would love to take you out, maybe a drink. Nothing. And then 2 years later, I see him at a party when I'm getting back with my ex-fiance.
2 years. What?
I was like, excuse me, jerk. But then I was like, yeah. He was like, I had a girlfriend. So somebody is loyal. It's like, enough.
Which is a good thing since you got him in the end. Wait, so when he came back, you were like, ex-fiance out.
Right.
This is the guy.
Right.
Gotcha. And where was the
I think I
ex-fiance?
probably hooked up with my ex-fiance that night because, I didn't trust that my husband would come back in my life. So, you still got to.
So when you say you were like, this is my you just knew?
No, I feel like I felt that way.
Like I just felt. People say this all the time. They say when you meet the guy, you just have this feeling. I
probably said that more than once in my life. Which is embarrassing because I was like, this is my husband. But then really I don't think I'd ever been this obsessed with someone, but I was so worried it wouldn't work out. So I was just like in my head, like, I would be so happy if I had him. But now I realize that you can't like base your happiness on anybody else. Like a guy shouldn't complete you. You complete you. You are the one.
Right. So I tell myself that every morning.
I feel like you probably have you been proposed to like many? I get a feeling that probably guys just propose to you.
No, I don't really get approached a lot. I have a
Wait, really?
I guess I give off a vibe that says don't talk to me.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe you're too pretty.
See, I don't see that. I'm just standing there drinking Coors Light, Coors Light. I'm like Coors Light.
Right. So I feel that's what I feel like guys want you to be approachable because they want to approach you, but then they need like really obvious signs, like not just drink. You'd think, I'll just stand here and drink a beer and then they'll know I'm casual and approachable, but you need to like literally wave at them.
Well, it's always the guys that you don't want to be with that approach you.
Right.
And you feel bad for him because you're like, gosh, this guy took a chance. He's really awesome. But like,
I know.
I'm looking at the guy over his left shoulder.
Yeah. And you probably give your correct number because you feel bad.
Yeah.
Or do you?
Do you remember? Well, sometimes I'll be like, let me take your number. Actually, now I do that. And then I'm like, I'll text you, right?
Yes,
do you remember
I'm a power woman.
Exactly. Do you remember the rejection hotline?
Yeah.
Oh, my. I used to give that out in college.
Did you really? That's so savage. I felt so bad.
Oh, I loved it.
I couldn't remember.
Somebody gave it to me once, and I was like, well, payback's a bitch.
You probably had guys hitting on you all the time. I was like awkward for a long time. Now, I'm still awkward. Like I feel like I'm still awkward, and you're just like kind of like sexy cool. Like I've never had that cool vibe.
No, you're hot. You're hot. I don't know what mirror you're looking in, but clearly not the one that I'm looking at.
But guys never, I don't know. I've just always like, I've been very like, I go up to guys. Like I wrote my husband an email, or I would like Facebook friend request a guy. I think that's like a really good one. And don't say anything, just request. So then it's almost like if they like you, they'll message you and be like, are we friends? Like what? Yeah, I got a lot of dates that way.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because if you're a hot girl, you can be creepy. That's the gift.
Okay, that's a good thing. Did you ever do the apps or anything?
No, because it came out like right when I met the guy I liked. But I think I downloaded Tinder once. I think I decided to break up with my husband when he didn't want me moving in with him yet.
The husband now. Right. The actual husband.
Right, the husband now. And then I was like, oh, I'm breaking up. He was like, we're not ready. And I was like, well, I'm going to be ready. And I just like downloaded Tinder. And then I think I matched with like the founder of Tinder.
Wait, what? Wait, who's the founder of Tinder?
Now I think he's married. Like Justin Mateen or something. This guy who lived in LA, but then he was visiting New York. I'm like, of course. That's who I would find.
Did you go out with him?
No.
Damn it.
But
then your husband let you move in?
The first time I heard about you, I was on a train. I was on like the train from New York to Connecticut, and this guy starts talking to me. And he's kind of cute. And I tell him I do comedy. It's like an hour later, and he's like, oh, I have a friend who does that. Her name's Madison. And then I was like, oh, cool. And then he showed me a picture.
I think I remember this guy. Steve Gerber.
Yes.
I can't believe I just said his name on the podcast. But yeah, he works in technology. Great freaking guy. I remember
I don't remember what happened.
Do you know what
to
he
him.
said about you? This was hilarious. He goes, I met this woman on the train. She's a comedian. She's really hot. And she married very well. That's what he said.
Oh my God. I don't even know if
You
I
should
told
be
him I was
friends
married.
with
That's
her.
Great. He just assumed.
Well, honey, you've got like a freaking $1 million rock on your hand.
Maybe it was a jewelry. Maybe that always gives it away. I'm like, it's such a cock block, you know.
Total cock
Sometimes
block.
you just need to get hit on as a married woman. Producers, I don't know.
I know. You
Throw
do.
us a bone, you know?
Right? Does your husband still like have the romantic? Does he still buy flowers? Like, is he still romantic with you?
Oh, yes. He writes me poems, but you know how people show love in like the 5 love languages? Do you know yours, by the way? That's very important.
Yes, I think I've learned them. Mine is words of affirmation.
Wow, that's so sweet.
And gifts. Yeah.
Gifts
but it doesn't
is a
have to
big
be
one.
like, you know,
Yeah,
but
it's like a Post-it note is a gift.
Yep.
It can be like literally a free gift. I think those are mine are definitely gifts is one. And the other one I might just have one.
You're like, just presents.
just presents. Preferably over $1,000.
Yeah, right?
It's weird. It's my love language. I can't control it. No, I can't. But he is like a hug, a touch, and a words of affirmation.
Okay.
But I don't like to touch people. I'm not
Really?
a snuggler. Do you cuddle?
Oh, yeah, I love.
Really?
I'm also a cuddle. Maybe I have 3 love languages.
You're a
Yeah.
Do you like to hug?
Yeah.
So nice.
I know.
He would like love that about. He just wants someone who's just like loves to hug. I'm like, please don't touch me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to me. I'm not a toucher. But mostly just like after sex, I don't like being next to a person. It's
Yeah,
probably
so you're like a
something
man almost,
wrong.
because
I
men
think
are usually
right.
like that.
Right. I'm very dominant. I don't like to.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with you. That's just who
Right.
you are.
Mm-hmm.
So we always have to change that language. Sometimes I think the whole thing with dating became like, because like you and I feel like are a lot alike. Where we're aggressive in a good way.
Yes.
But
Yes.
like people think like, oh, that's masculine energy, and it was like,
Right.
when did that become a bad thing?
I so agree.
You know?
I know. But also, I don't think you have masculine energy at all. But like, yeah, what is a masculine energy?
Well, it's like I say what I want, and
Right. Why is that bad?
if I want to pick a restaurant, like,
Yep.
I'll tell them.
Yep. I know.
You know, and it's
so
like
much
the
to say
guys
about
just
it.
want to do for you. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking
Right.
for a partner, not a slave.
I love that.
Like-
yes, you have to I heard this phrase and I really liked it. Be the one, then find the one, if you so choose, then become one. But you
Yeah.
have to be the one first. Don't go looking for the one. You be the one.
Yeah.
And then if they meet your level and they add to your life, then okay, bring them onto your life. But why do we have to be in relationships? Even though
Well, we don't. I
it's
think
nice.
just
But
society.
yeah, society, right, exactly. Like,
Well, it makes it cheaper too. I mean,
totally.
I would live in a nicer place if I was like banging my roommate. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Exactly. Well, I say if like the wage gap were eliminated, we would all just be lesbians. Like, I would date why would you
Yeah.
ever date a man if you could date a woman?
Well, there's a lot of women that are
right.
that are really
That-
crushing it. And
I know.
I guarantee we're going to
Ellen?
bypass the men.
I think 100%.
Yeah, maybe I'll find myself a
And then
leftover.
we're all literally the whole world is just going to be lesbians.
That might not be a bad thing.
No, I totally agree.
You know, there's plenty. We can still have kids.
Yeah. Can't wait. Yeah, just take a male.
The men are gonna be like, this feels like prison.
We are not getting laid. That's why there is the glass ceiling, because they still need to get laid. They still need to procreate.
Right. So let's talk about your radio show.
Great.
Courting with Courtney.
I know.
This is awesome. It's amazing. So how did they find you? How did that whole thing start?
Great question. My friend, I moved to Connecticut. This is just like another thing where I just go up to people and start talking to them. Yeah, I'm bad at that. I saw this girl in my exercise class and I was like, I love her. She's so cute. I was like, I want to be friends with her. And then I saw her at the beach and my friend introduced me to her and then we became friends. And then I met her husband at a party and he happened to own a bunch of radio stations.
That's amazing.
It's called manifestation. And I was like,
absolutely, girl.
I'm a comic. I'm dying to have a stage, like a show on relationships. I really want to show people like how I got in a relationship. What's like,
Yeah.
I would just want people to be happy, whether they're in a relationship or not. It's like relationships with everything. And he was like, let's try it. And I was like, great. So it's Star 99.9. And now it's also Walk 97.5. And it's on New York and like Connecticut and New Jersey.
Can they find it online if they're not?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
The podcast. So the show is the Anna and Raven show. And I'm their little weekly guest. So it's called Courtney with Courtney. And then people call in and they'll ask me dating questions. And I mean, I think I give very good advice.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you some dating
yes,
questions.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
I love
I
this.
didn't
You're
come
such a
with
good,
called
eligible date. I feel
Well,
like
thank you.
if you can't get a date, like we're all so screwed.
I know. But it's not that I can't
But
get
you can.
a date.
Yeah, it's
just
finding
like,
the guys.
I want a
It's the
husband, not like a one-night stand.
Right. That's the
know?
problem. So I feel like it's so hard to gauge if a guy wants a relation, if a guy is like that, or he's just like a playboy wise guy. But I feel like the first red flag you see, like you just have to
You
run.
got to go because
Right.
it's not going to change. Like
Right.
I had a situation where I went on a date with a guy. The first date, I was like, I'm going to a bar. I went to the gym. I didn't even shower. And I was like, I don't owe this guy anything. Like,
Right.
whatever. Went really well.
Yes.
I even told him I didn't shower.
I love that.
Went great. And then we had a second date. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this guy's amazing. Like, he's such a good fit for me. And then we were supposed to have a third date. And then, like, something, like, he got backed up at work or something. But I realized I wasn't really hearing from him unless it was the day we had plans or something.
Oh, yeah.
So I just told him, I said, maybe, like just being funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he was like, maybe. And I said, yeah. I'm like, to be honest, you don't seem that into me. I never hear from you unless there's like a plan or never wrote me back. Never wrote me back. And I was so disappointed because I'm like,
I don't understand
actually
that.
thought that like there was something there. This guy was super fun. And I was like,
He's
that is
probably
bizarre.
Yeah. Well, first off, I think the first date probably went really well because I feel like it does when you don't expect, you have no expectations and it's just like this random, oh, I'll meet you here. I'm not ready for this. So you're just more yourself and you feel less pressure.
Exactly.
It's just like being on stage when there's less pressure, you're more yourself. So your performance is better because it's like authentic.
Well, the second date I
But
showed
then
up
second
wasted.
date, okay, that's great. And then he liked that.
Listen, I had to do business drinks, and I was half in the bag. I didn't say anything
So,
bad.
were you like,
but
I'm wasted?
no,
I think he'd be okay with that.
yeah. I mean,
What's
I
wrong
thought
with that?
everything went really well,
But sometimes I think
was
you
bizarre.
can't. You gotta withhold the sex.
I didn't sleep with him. I made out with him on a street corner.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
That's
great. And then also, but also I think, okay, if you can have sex with them, it doesn't matter. Like you never really know, but I just feel personally like it feels good to like wait and like build that tension.
It did. Wait, so that was my first question. When should and do you
Right.
have sex with the person that you like? If you
Right.
don't like him, nothing matters.
I feel like you wait till you think you and him are mostly seeing only each other.
I agree. So how do you do
Like
that though?
7 dates.
Well,
10
yeah.
days.
Here's the thing though.
It's hard.
A lot
It's annoying.
a lot of guys, because like if soon as you go back to their place or they come back to your place and then they stick a finger in you,
Right.
it's like
Right. You have
game
to have
over for most girls.
major self-control because especially if you like the person, you're like so turned on and you just want to rip their clothes off. But if you can just like maintain that power, they like the second you say you want to wait, you can like, I mean, maybe some guys don't, but I think you feel this sense of like, I'm controlling this now. And they like that because they're like, oh, this is the prize to be won. Like I want a wife who finds herself that I have to get her. And like, how am I going to win this girl? Like that's that challenge they like. But some girls think like, oh, well, if I don't hook up with them, then they won't like me.
No,
and I
that's
felt that
completely
way
wrong.
too for a while. But then I realized, I think it's the opposite. Because like with my husband, it was like the only time I really waited a long time. I was like, I'm going to try something I've never done before. I'm just going to wait a really long time because I wasn't hooking up with it, but I just like,
Did you guys do other
really
stuff, or was
didn't
it?
want to. I was really scared if I had sex with him, he would like not like me anymore.
Yeah, I think that's a fear for women that are actually looking for something serious.
Yeah.
You know?
Because have you ever done that? And then the guy just like, okay, he's over it. Like he's
yeah. And like, I'm an emotional being. So I'm
right.
like, I can't, like, I just can't have empty sex. Like, I know I can't do that.
Yeah.
So now I've pretty much put myself in the nunnery. Not purposefully,
Good.
but like, I'm not in a relationship. So it's been a really long time.
Right. No, I think you can just be sexual and not have sex. Like, be so I mean, I hate to say be a tease, but you got to be a tease. Like,
can you do like the over the hand job?
Yeah.
Because you got to see the real estate you're working with.
Yes. You must check it
It's
out.
too big, not good. Too small, not good.
Hurt. Right.
It's got to be like average. It's got like it's almost like the Goldilocks.
But sometimes
too hot.
I fell in love with a guy with a very small penis once, and I was like, oh, this can happen.
Well, I think you make it work.
Yeah, you make it work.
Isn't that sad though? Girls, like we can have flat.
He's not my husband.
We can have flat tits,
right,
and get them fixed,
right.
But guys, it's like so sad.
I guess they could. Well, there is penis enlargement, but it's not very common.
Maybe that's why
that's because we are not as shallow as men, and we don't care as much.
That's why they invented doggy style.
Right.
That's not a fact. I mean, don't Wikipedia. It does
feel better that way. I have to
say.
For
sure. Yeah. And then they throw it on your back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Would you ever date a comic?
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah.
No.
Good idea.
Because I don't want to have dates or like be out. What do you think of this joke?
Right. So I would always like go on
did
stage.
You do?
Yeah. And say my jokes. And then the guys who I would be dating would be in the audience. And then they would not like me after that. They're like, this is not working. Because I think I was talking about them.
How many guys did you date that you brought to comedy shows? I won't let the guys come to my shows.
Good idea.
Like never.
You're smart. I thought it would be a good idea, but this is fun. Just come to my show. And then I would be talking about them. And then I realized they didn't like me afterward. No, like every guy I would say, come to my comedy show.
Well, listen, if they can't handle that, then they're not for you. So that was actually
right. So then I didn't let my husband come to any of my shows. I was so nervous about him seeing me. But then I finally, like recently, started letting him.
And what does he think of your comedy?
He loves it. He's like, this is great. So
you guys seem like you have a really good relationship. And again, you guys follow her on Instagram. Her stories are really funny.
The Courtney Davis.
Do you remember when I texted you and I messaged you and I said, oh, your friends look so fun. You guys have all these couples up in Westport and you guys are all hanging out. And I'm like, are you guys swingers? And you were like, no. Like, you look like swingers.
No, I think when we first moved there, I thought that people were swingers because they were so nice. Uh-huh. They loved to party. They would party till 4 a.m. and everyone was hot. So I was really confused if they're swinging or not. I think at some point when you live in the suburbs and there's nothing going on, you start swinging after 15 years, maybe 10, maybe 5. I don't know.
Do you know what I heard? So the swingers communities in different states have symbols that symbolize they're in the lifestyle. Yeah. In Colorado, there's a town called Highlands Ranch, and they do white rocks in their front yard. Okay.
No way.
I heard in Connecticut, they do one single red Adirondack chair. I really hope you have one on your porch.
Wait, that is hilarious. Of course, it's an Adirondack.
Just one. Not 2. 1. And it means, hey, we're in the lifestyle. So Bob and Kathy down the street can come knocking down and be like, hey, I'm kind of done with her, puss. Let me try Courtney.
That's so funny. I feel like I would be into swinging if the girl was not attractive and the guy was
Well, of course. Well, I think
it's an insecurity. I'm like, we can have a threesome, but she's got to be probably obese.
Right.
Something has to be severely wrong. She has to be missing a leg.
Do you know what? So when I was in college, I accidentally ended up at a nudist swingers resort. And so I learned a lot about the lifestyle.
Excuse me, you accidentally just
they were like, hey,
it.
do you want a discount 5-star all-inclusive hotel to the Caribbean or vacation to the Caribbean? I'm like, fuck yes, I do. And so I signed up.
A call you got? You won a prize?
Pretty much. And I call they say, oh,
so great.
You have a plane ticket to Montego Bay, Jamaica. And I said, well, where am I going after that? Oh, that's the thing. You don't know where you're going till you land in the country. What? Then you report to this guy, and they drive you on a bus. So there's all these college guys, and they're like, we're going to Montego Bay. So they go to Montego Bay. We get on a bus with a bunch of baby boomers, and we're like, this sucks. Like, we're at the old person's, like, venue. Oh, no. We got there, the pool completely empty because apparently it was the prude pool. And then we saw some guy butt naked walking by, and we're like, holy shit. And
were they like your age?
Oh, no. They were all my parents' age.
Oh, perfect.
So basically I watched like my parents' friends bang for 7 days straight
on
my father's dime. That's the funniest is my dad paid for that trip.
Wait, that's
I was in college.
Did he know?
No.
Did you bang any of the...
No, we had boyfriends.
Weird boyfriend?
But I learned a lot about the lifestyle. Wow. I learned that
what is the lifestyle?
So the tramp stamp is one of the things that like originated, and like some people might say, oh, that's bullshit. That's not right. But so they called the tramp stamp. They put it on the lower back. So when a guy banged over a girl, like the back would say, or bent over a girl, the back would say like Mike's, right? So he knew like, oh, this was Mike's or Trevor's.
So really it's not a tramp stamp. It's a loyalty stamp. It's mine. I'm his. Someone should rebrand that thing.
So it's kind of like you were reminded. I don't know, like somebody's gonna be like, I call it bullshit, but that's what somebody told me. And there was this prude side, and like we witnessed. And but what I did learn about it is if you're not,
I like that you stayed, you didn't go back. You're like, well, I'm here.
I'm like,
I'm on a beach.
My friend told me, she goes, should we go try to find another hotel? And I looked at her and I said, fuck no. We're gonna have the best stories ever. 17 years later, I'm still talking about it.
Friend?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. She thought I planned it. She started crying 3 days in, and then she was like, you did this on purpose. I go, really?
Right.
You really?
I really wanted this saggy balls in my face.
But yeah, you saw, I mean, the stuff that I saw, it was, but they were very respectful. I remember they let my friend and I sit by the hot tub at happy hour. And it was on the nude side. They let us sit by the happy hour thing, and they said, we're playing a game, right? So there was an action, a sexual action, and then a body part on these dice, and they would like throw them on these plates because obviously we're in the water. And then you would pick a person, and it would be like lick vagina. You know, it was like an action.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, and I remember
that's
like
a fun game to play in summer.
They were like,
here,
these two aren't playing, leave them alone. And I remember like sitting next to this guy who was like probably 19 years old.
What?
And I watch him starting to get sucked off by a 50-year-old woman. And I'm like,
this is incredible.
This is the greatest story
this
ever.
Is incredible.
I can't wait to talk about this on a podcast in 17 years.
It's live porn.
It's
like, you don't need to go to Amsterdam. You just go to Monty. I wonder if they're still doing that, or if it's like,
it's a very popular resort.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's got a great water slide. You can go down butt naked. Best douche you've ever had.
Wow. Yeah, you'd
It's
think that
great.
would cause some sort of anal repercussions.
It depends on how loose your asshole is. Mine's pretty tight, so
it
was
sure.
really just my from your vacation.
Although I have this trick that I've been doing where you know how guys like say they want butt sex. Okay, guys have a fantasy about anal, but no girl. I don't actually want to do it, but I want people.
Have
to
you
think
done it
I
before?
No, but but my man thinks I have. But I just squeeze my thighs like really tight. So it's called the poop hole loophole. Okay. It is a trick. It is a trick that I figured out on my own. And they think that half the time you're having anal sex, but guys don't know where the holes are, you know?
So is it in the dark?
Yeah, you got those lights better be low
so you're like,
for this trick. You have to have the whole thing ready. Okay.
Wait, explain this in full detail.
There's no difference between the butthole and like a dry vagina, basically. They get confused. Guys don't.
This is true.
I don't think guys know how many holes we have. They probably think
Yeah.
we have like 5.
I know, that's true.
They think there's more than one. That's all they know. There's more than 2. So then you just like say, if they're having sex with you, just move it like half an inch
Okay.
up, but then put it back in. It's kind of complicated, but I'll show you.
So he really thinks he's had anal sex with you.
Yeah, and then I had to
That
tell him.
is, so you squeeze your thighs
You just
really
squeeze
tight?
really tight, and then
Is he on top of you or behind you?
it's preferable to do sideways. You know,
Oh, okay.
that's what I've discovered. That's the most confusing position. You want to go for the most confusing.
Was he like, it doesn't, why don't you cry when I push it in?
Right. Oh my God. I can handle. That's the other thing. You have to be a little bit dramatic. You know, you have to say this is painful, but I love you. You know.
Okay, so it's acting involved.
It's a great
in this.
relationship based on lies. Yeah, it's
Did
acting.
you come up with this yourself?
Yeah, it was ingenious.
Wow.
Yeah.
The poop hole loophole. Holy shit. I think you just coined a new phrase.
Yeah,
I'm putting it on Wikipedia tomorrow.
It's a trick. I also told him that before I met him, I was in a relationship with a woman. I'm starting to sound like a big liar. But those were my biggest 2, I would say. Because he was like, oh, what was your last relationship like? And it just dawned on me I should tell him that I was with a woman so that he would think there was a possibility of a threesome in the future.
Oh, now is there a possibility of a
No,
threesome in the future?
no,
Okay.
no.
So you're like,
Unless she's legless,
right.
then maybe. I mean, maybe. I used to be really jealous and like freak out. And now for some reason I like stopped caring. I don't know what happened to me. Like, do you get jealous?
Maybe you got more secure with yourself.
Maybe I matured.
Maybe you matured. God, it's been so long since I was in a relationship. I think it depends on the situation. I'm trying to do that thing where it's like, if the guy I like is flirting with somebody else, then that's okay. If that doesn't make me feel good, then that person's not for me. Like,
Yes.
I'm trying that. Like, let him go.
That's exactly the truth.
He's going to leave. He's going to leave.
Right.
So there's nothing. I don't need to make myself bent out of shape because he's flirting with another woman. I'll be like, well, those are your actions. So
Yep.
there's the door.
Exactly. If
You know?
that's so how it should be. I have to like slowly realize that.
But it's harder
my
when
guy
you're
does not.
when you're married.
Right.
You can't be like, there's the door. Oh,
Right.
wait,
There's
you
the
live
door.
here.
Oh, wait. Dinner's ready.
So okay, so let's talk about some more
Can we talk about your dating?
dating. Yeah, let's talk about some more dating advice.
Okay,
So,
great.
so we got the when you should sleep with them. When do you think it's appropriate to like meet their family?
I say you need to wait a bit because I feel like it's a red flag when a guy first meets you and says, you're going to be my wife. I can't wait for you to meet my mom. And like, I'm going to meet your parents. Have you ever dated guys like that? Like I
On a
dated
first
guys.
date, I mean, I would love that on a fourth date.
Right.
But
I
a
feel
first
like
date,
that's
I'm
too
like,
soon.
whoa.
Right. They like, I feel like it's a game to do that to someone to make them think that they're so serious about you, but it's obviously a trick. Do not fall for it.
Okay.
If they say, I want to marry you on the first date, they do not want to marry you. Unless you're a woman and you're just thinking that in your head. But I don't know.
Why do you think that they do that?
I think they're just players who want you to think they're not a player. Like, you put this fantasy in your head, like, I can't wait till my mom's gonna love you, or like we're gonna have babies together.
How many guys have said this to you?
Oh, a few, a handful. I started figuring it out because I'd be like, ooh, they want. Wow, this is funny. And then I was like, they really like me. And then I'm like, no, they don't like me. So yeah, I say wait to meet the parents, like
Okay.
a couple months or 6 months. I mean, because
Oh yeah.
they need to know you're serious about them before they can meet your family.
Well, I can tell you one thing that I've run into.
Yes.
Is that as much as I'm disappointed that my relationships don't work out,
Right.
I feel like my parents are starting to get disappointed too. So I feel like there's 3 of us in this situation. So I made a promise I was never going to tell them about another relationship, and they were never going to meet the person till the wedding day.
That's kind of how I was too. I'm like, no, I just don't even want to talk to my mom about this guy because she's going to be like, oh, when is he taking you out? When has he texted you? Like, just forget about it. Is your mom close? She wants you.
No,
Do you
my
have
parents
siblings?
are extremely supportive of any decision I make. They're the
amazing.
most amazing
Wait,
people.
where do they live?
In Colorado.
You're a Coloradyan?
I'm a Coloradan. Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and you're a Texan.
Yeah,
Colorados
but
and Texans,
Colorado,
we love
I
each
got
other.
married in Colorado. We had a house in
best.
Vail. Oh, I love. Wait, what part?
The only time Coloradans don't like Texans is
Right.
on the ski slope.
That's
That's
such a
the
Coloradan
only-
Texan phrase.
It is, right?
Like, that was so Colorado of you. I love it. It's
Right?
so true.
That's so funny.
Colorado's the most beautiful. I want to live there again. But
Yeah.
it's cool. Those ski men, like, I used to date a ski bum who lived in his Subaru, and
When was that?
college. He like lived outside my sorority house and just would like come hang out with me, and I was just in love with him.
Did you go
for
to UT?
years. No, UC Santa Barbara.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's
so then,
amazing.
Yeah, my parents made me break up with him when I was like, I'm going to marry him. We're going to live in a valley in Hawaii.
Yeah, that
and
was
he
probably
still
smart.
lives there.
Does he have a Facebook page?
Yes, and he changed his name to like Kauaitai.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I feel like I have something in my nose.
But I feel like it's not. Guys in New York are really hard to date, even though I don't know, they're good and bad. You just have to like be really smart about. I don't think you should play games, but you do have to be really smart about it because there's.
Trust me, girl. I'm in it.
I don't know.
I'm in
I feel completely the same way you do. I feel like I'm still like have PTSD. Like
I know.
figuring
Sorry,
out
I'm
the
scratching my
it's
nose.
fine. Cocaine. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit.
Just a little. No, we're kidding.
But I also think you should not feel pressure to like.
No, yeah. So my parents are really good.
That's
Plus,
the problem.
my brother, I have an older brother who's married.
Good. Less
So-
pressure.
And he has 2 kids.
Yeah,
So they have
a cool comic
know.
like doing. Now I realize I probably could have waited to like settle down, but I just put so much pressure on myself. Even though I'm
No,
not
but you
young.
seem very happy and you've got
Yeah.
a great life.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's really great.
I'm like, wow, I think I am happy.
No, it's fantastic. And I love it up there in Connecticut. I think
no
it's
one's really
so
happy.
fun.
FYI.
Yeah.
Okay, we all want to kill ourselves a little bit. Don't worry.
Just a little.
Just a
Just a
little.
little. Well, you are a comic, so
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting
right.
you to be super happy. you know?
Exactly. It's called manic. Okay, I'm happy today.
Right, exactly. So
through stages.
what are some other, what is one of the craziest questions you got on your radio show?
Okay. Well, the first question I got was like, where do you meet a guy besides a bar? And I guess that wasn't crazy, but I was like, what? I didn't tell you to meet someone in a bar. I said to meet them on the train. Okay. Meet them on the train. Other crazy questions. Oh, like, how do I meet a rich guy? Which I guess isn't that crazy.
So what was your answer for that? Because I feel like a lot of women are
Yeah.
afraid to ask that, but they want to ask.
They're like, oh, I keep dating guys who live in their parents' basement. Like, where do I actually find a rich guy? And I'm like, well, first off, you got to change your vocabulary because no rich guy wants to hear rich. The word rich, they don't like that. But you have to basically, I think obviously you shouldn't think in your head, I just want to meet a rich guy because just a rich guy is going to also be shallow and they're going to like want just a hot girl. And it's just like, okay, those two things don't work. You're going to want to find someone who's like legitimately like all around great. And if that includes being rich, but you know, there's places you can go.
Right.
So like, that being said, okay, so
where do we go? I feel like you're going to release it. Yeah, just go ahead.
So you got to find the good shoes is first off like the dead giveaway. If you see a guy with good shoes, it's got to be narrow. You
what are
don't
good
want any
shoes?
any square toed shoes.
Okay.
That's key. The Italian shoe.
Okay. Because I don't know fashion that well, so I wouldn't know.
I'll send you some examples. Of
Okay.
good
Perfect. I'll screenshot it and I'll be like, excuse me, sir. Hi, could you just put your foot forward? Hang on.
Right.
Yeah, no.
It's great. Also, like high-end gyms. You got to be a member, but you can finagle your way in there. Bars like below hedge funds or like, all the
Below hedge funds?
Yeah,
Oh, like you find out where
in
the hedge
district.
funds
Right,
are?
right. You got to go to the area, okay?
Interesting.
I don't promote this behavior, but if you choose to do so.
But you know what makes where my insecurity maybe comes up a little bit in relationships is you date somebody who's super successful, and we see the media all the time. We see these celebrities, and it's like, well, you're the hot ticket at the moment, but because unfortunately our society has said, oh, if you have money, you can do this. So all of a sudden, women just become disposable, and I'm like,
yeah, that's why I think it really matters who you are before you meet anyone, because like a successful guy who's all around great is gonna want someone who like carries herself well, who like is confident in herself. That's why I think guys love like comics, because we're obviously like pretty confident in that, even though we have so many insecurities, we're willing to say I have these insecurities and I'm okay with it and I don't care.
Right? You think guys like comics?
Yeah.
I thought they were scared of the lifestyle.
No.
I like always I never bring it up on the first date that I do comedy.
Really?
Ever.
No.
I'm a writer.
You have to. I think they love it.
Well, then the second question is, when can I come see you perform?
Yes.
And you're like, shit.
I know. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to. But you know what? I say just go for it. Like, let them. Yeah, because actually now I remember at the beginning, I let my husband come see me at open mics where it wasn't like a real show, and I would just talk about
shit, that's
like,
really
stuff
risky.
that's not about him. I know. Yeah, you really have to be confident. But
you are confident. Where does this confidence come from?
Thank you. I was thinking about it the other day, like to be secure with yourself. I think it stems from like empathy, which is like if you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes, like everybody's shoes, and no one's better than you and no one's worse than you, even though there's like probably everyone's socialized to think, oh, I'm better. But I feel like I can put myself in other people's shoes all the time. So I never think that anyone's better than me, even if it's like,
yeah, which is
Brad Pitt,
which is key, because we all
it's
take
just
a
like
shit.
We're all human, yeah. So why are we so worried about what people think of us, even though naturally
it is true though? But I think naturally
I have so many insecurities too. Like it's like riding this weird wave, but I don't know. I just started thinking, like, why do I get? There's so many situations where I've cared so much and I wasn't myself and I didn't feel good about myself, or I didn't put my whole self on the table. And now I'm like,
can you give us an example of one of those? Because I'm sure some girls listening will be like, oh my God, I just did that.
Right. So I was on this, my agent, because I do like hosting and acting, and sent me on auditions for like a year for this job on E! That was with like Kendall Jenner, and it was like house tours, and it was like everything I wanted to do, where I could like make fun of celebrity homes, but
God, you'd be so good at that.
I know. And everybody knew I would be good at it, and all the people from E! loved me, and they would come see my stand-up, and I was just being myself. And then it got to the show day for the pilot, and I wasn't myself at all. I was like intimidated by everyone on set. I had like planned my jokes, and I felt so bad about myself. Like I wasn't myself. Like what happened? I wasn't secure in just me as my personality. I had to like write out jokes, and then of course it didn't come out like naturally.
Yeah.
So now I think after it was such a letdown for me that I was like, screw it. Like I'm just going to be myself, and that's that's what people like authenticity, I guess.
Yeah, no, that is true. What year was that?
This was like 2 years, 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Okay,
maybe.
so you were married at that time?
I was engaged, and then he was like, this is amazing. You're like, have this show, but I had to go to LA every month, and
well, yeah, that's what I was going to say, because that's probably in LA, right?
Right.
That's mainly where they're, okay. So do you ever think that maybe certain things that we don't get the job we want, or we don't get is a reason?
Exactly. That's where totally what I think, because for so long I was just like, I don't want to do this. I'm so mad at myself.
Yeah.
But now I think like, no, you really have to take your failures and learn from them. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have even noticed that about myself. I would have just like,
I like that.
over time. And now I'm like, oh, this is what I noticed. Yeah. And I'm such a better person.
And you have such a fun personality, and you're so much fun to follow, and you're just so like
Thank you. So are you.
funny and just
Thank you.
like there's a better opportunity for you.
Yes.
Coming.
Right.
You just might not see it now.
Right.
You know.
I was like afraid to be.
Maybe I'll create a show.
Yes.
I'll make you
We
my
should.
funny host.
We should totally.
That would be fun.
I feel like you probably have skills we don't know about. Like can you like build a desk or something? I feel like you'd be good on home improvement.
Yeah.
Really?
I do. I feel like I can. Yeah, and I play lacrosse.
What?
Like I haven't played forever, and I bought a stick when I was in Greenwich, Connecticut, up by you. And I said I want to play lacrosse, and then my doorman thought I was a lesbian. And I was like, no, I'm going to go play with these women. And then I went, and I thought it would be like a fun recreational, like toss the ball. These women were so intense. I dropped the ball once. I thought I was going to get killed.
Right. You're like, I'm going to need facial work after this.
And then they were like, let's do suicides at the end. And I'm like,
God.
what the So we start doing sprints. They go, run with your stick. I go, fuck this. I threw the stick, and I'm like, I'm going to do this so I can eat a donut later. And so I start doing suicide sprints with these girls who I've got 10 years on these girls, right? They're like 19, straight out of college. Right. And I'm the slowest one on the team. And I'm going, I smoked a lot more cigarettes than you. You fucking like, I put that shit behind me, but like, it's still there.
Yourself, okay? It's not easy. I know. I can't even go up a flight of stairs. You saw me. I came in here with sweating bullets. I walked 2 blocks in heels. Dolce. No big deal.
But I love that you're so honest about it. Like, I love that you don't hide it. And like, some people will be like, they'll be like super rich, and they'll just be like, oh no, it's all good. It's all good. And it's like, shut up. Just be honest, please.
Right. I'm kind of like going through a weird thing where I don't know if it's okay. Like, I have nannies and housekeepers, and and I'm like, they're my best friends. And then my friend's like, you can't say that they're your best friends. I'm like, but that's sad because they are my only friends. But I feel like, should you talk about it, or
do they live? Does the
I'm
nanny
just
live with you?
I'm not a rich person. No, because she has a son, but I would want her to, but
okay.
She has a child, so she has to go home, unfortunately. And then sometimes I have to spend time with my child.
Right.
It's a nightmare. We're like, he is an angel, and this is a nightmare.
Oh.
No, it's great.
So
it's
cute, though.
kind of getting great because he's 1 now.
So it's more fun. It's less work and more fun.
Yeah.
Does he say mama yet?
Yes. To the nanny. I'm just kidding. He says it to both of us.
Right, I'm sure. Well, that's okay. That's a common mistake. He's like, this woman wipes my ass, and this one.
I look just like a 5-foot Dominican.
Right. So how'd you find your nanny? Because you got to be careful with.
I do want to do a podcast on nannies.
You absolutely should.
Because it's hard to find a good nanny. But I found her through. We had one from Jamaica.
Okay.
Who my mom said a horrible comment to, and now she's not with us.
Oh no! Can we hear the story?
You can never put your parents on speaker when your nanny's around. Okay.
Yeah, so she was like, I am out.
Yeah, I'm out. She was like my best friend, and I loved her, and they're like the best person, like such a good moral compass. And then my mom like ships a piece of jewelry to the house, and she's like, and I tell her, I'm with the nanny. We're all in the car. We're going to run errands, and she doesn't hear that because selective listening, and she's like, don't forget to watch out for the jewelry shipment I sent you, and try to get it before the nanny sees it because I don't trust her. And I was like,
oh shit. So she was like, I'm out.
So then she was like silent. I was like, Mom, I just told you I'm with her. And it was just dead silent for like 5 minutes, and then I was like, it's not you, it's her. It's her. But then I don't think she went away because of that, but yeah, she was like really like, I think she was hurt by that. So
Would
now
you
have to be really careful?
Right. Would you ever hire a hot nanny? Like a hot
That's
young
a great
nanny?
question. If that would desperate times call for desperate measures, but I say probably not.
I mean, look at this. I mean, you had like
I know
all these guys banging their nannies.
I know, but now I think it doesn't even matter if they're hot. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's.
This is true.
I mean,
This is
she
true.
wasn't
And
exactly
I don't want to,
Pamela
right.
Anderson,
Right.
but she was probably had a beautiful heart, and
Yes.
beauty is in the eye of the. But come on, I mean, they fuck anyone.
I know. Isn't that
Jude
crazy?
Law was dating Sienna Miller, then he got the nanny. Ben Affleck got the nanny.
I know.
He's got Jennifer Garner. You just can't trust these men.
So a lot of girls are saying like the last thing I would ever do is allow a live-in nanny or a nanny to be like young and hot, and it's like I think I would feel the same. I'm not in that situation yet.
Right.
I think that's where I would be a little like, why invite it into the home? But
I know.
at the same time,
I know.
There's hot girls out there that aren't going to fall for that
That's
bullshit.
why I feel like my husband's like very trustworthy, and I never even think about for a second, even though I used to be so jealous. Like with him, he's just not like that. I don't even think I would be worried, but probably like 10 years from now, I might be. Probably if I stop that anal trick,
Yeah, the poop hole
he'd be
loophole.
Like, poop hole loophole is key. Keep that in your back pocket.
Exactly. So let's talk about some more dating tips before we have to wrap up soon. So let's talk about some of the key.
Walk at the speed of sex. When you're going into a place, you want to own the room. You want everybody's eyes on you. If I say that you walk slowly enough so that a guy can imagine having sex with you.
Very interesting. Okay, I've never heard that, and I like that.
Yeah, because you don't want to walk so quickly. You're in a rush, that you got to go. You don't have time, but you want to walk slowly enough that they see you and like you're just like in it, and they're like, wow. There's something about the way those hips are moving. I can imagine. Like, give them time to see all of you,
Okay.
You guys are visual.
Okay.
Next piece of advice. I don't know. Be a little like demand. Just be light and breezy. That's my biggest thing. Like,
okay.
Nobody wants to be around someone negative. So, like, if you are mad that day or something, just like, for the first couple, just be like positive and light and carry like a lightness about you. I don't know, maybe that's not the right thing, but that's how I feel we should all, because when you meet someone who's jaded and they're just like,
yeah, you're like, oh God.
It's like sucking the energy.
Yes.
But it's like you add a light energy, people are like automatically attracted. Because I always said, like, you do not have to be so hot, but your light and your magnetism can like shine and attract people, like no matter what you look like. So yeah, be light and positive, and be busy, even if you're not busy. If they ask you, if you're on the third date and they're like, what are you doing Tuesday night, and it's Sunday or Monday or Saturday, you're like, oh, I am doing I have to go take my parakeet to a show. Like, talk about something interesting. Maybe like, oh, I sing with a choral group in Brooklyn. I know that. And it's like, oh, interesting. So then just say you can't, and then reschedule for a time that works for you. Take the reins back, okay?
And this is until they say, be my girlfriend, until you're exclusive, right?
Yeah, and then keep doing it.
What?
Just keep doing it. Just
until they
busy.
put a ring on it.
Okay, yes. And then you're like, I'm not doing shit.
Yeah. No, I like that idea. They're like, God, you're
I'm
so
not busy anymore.
That's amazing. What else do we got? I feel like you've got so much more wisdom in you.
Oh, I think you should constantly like up their ego. I feel like men. Okay. This is for men. I mean, if lesbians too. I don't know. But if you're a heterosexual female and one man, I say up their ego, like constantly stroke their ego, because guys are obsessed with their ego. And if you make them feel good, they're like, it's like a drug. They want more of it.
So give us an example.
So if you're like, oh, like you touch their arm and you're like, ooh, like, you don't have to say like, oh, you're so strong, but just be like, ugh, like give them a clue that like you think they're like hot, or like slap their butt, or like even that stupid jar trick where you're like, oh, can you open this? Like, guys love that. Like all the stupid stuff. They're idiots, okay? They fall for anything.
This is
Make
true.
them open a can for you.
They just need to feel needed.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
I know. And like we want to be independent women, but sometimes, and like definitely offer to pay for things, but don't pay for things.
Well, what if they say yes?
Right. So if they say yes, then that's hard because
Yeah.
I think once you're dating, you should say like it depends on who makes more, but well, somehow I always made less. But it's like, this is weird. I'm the poor one. I guess.
Right.
But like I would buy drinks or they would get dinner or this was every once in a while because I was like, my bank account is negative. But I always say offer. Like people want to feel appreciated and loved and good about themselves. So as long as you're complimenting them and being like, wow, you're so hot, or like, I can't send sexy texts, but like, don't be too whorish, but like, just up their ego.
I can't wait to taste
But then bring it back down. Am I
tonight? No, I'm
confusing? Yes, stuff like that. And then be like, I'm going to church.
I'm such a lady. That's why I always joke around. You know that song, We Are Growing Up? It's like, I want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed. Like, I'm the opposite. I'm like a freak in the street and a lady in the bed.
That's literally what I say. I know.
All of a sudden, I'm like, pardon me.
I'm a total lady in the bed, too. I'm like, can you do all the work? I'll just sit here and just... Sometimes it's okay. They need to know what they're getting into. If you're like that, then just let them know.
Like sometimes it's like, but the thing is like, you just don't want to just give it up. For me, it's like, I've waited so long. I don't even know if the hole still works.
Right.
But
it probably does.
Yeah. It's just
you have it on your side.
I am not going to do this unless I'm like in a relationship with somebody. Like if I've gone this long, fuck that. I'm not using it on somebody that's not going to call me.
You mean the hole?
Vagina.
Right. Okay. The hole. Right. Just making sure. Yeah, I agree. That's why you should just wait. Yeah, waiting, pumping it, just like being. That's why I always tell people who are like married for so long to like spice back up their relationship. Like be the girl they fell in love like
totally
fell in love with. Like who was that girl? And then if you're dating, be that girl that you would fall in love with. Like what's so attractive about you that you're like fun to be around? That you're light, or you just like bring out you. Just a good listener, even just like, I want to be around. So I try to think about that myself when I'm feeling like I'm being not fun or boring or not nice.
Yeah,
I'm like, why did he like me? Like, I should like do something fun. I should like slap his butt. But at least you have
that reminder.
I know
of it.
It's kind of scary,
which is good. So before we have to wrap up, we're gonna do any other last piece of advice.
I feel like I should say something about like online profiles, like.
Oh, okay.
Except I probably don't know too much. I don't know. I feel like the online profiles, like guys with their shirts off, I don't like that. But
no, gym selfies, left.
It's not. But then, I've been talking to guys about what they like, what turns them on for women to wear lately, which has been interesting to me.
What is that?
Basically, it's like conservative, sexy. Like we don't want to see too much, but we want to get a peek. Like if you wear a blazer, but no bra under or no shirt underneath, like just a bra. I know this is what I'm getting.
Conservative
I don't
sexy.
know. Right, I'm like that's just sexy.
Yeah.
Or like something they say something unexpected, like that whole Jerry Maguire thing. Like they're wearing a men's shirt with no underwear.
Yeah. Okay.
Or like that's the backless shirt. I know, just something like. That surprises them. Men love surprises.
Interesting. Men seem like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Just be a lesbian and a saint.
So you are also a rapper,
right? I just started rapping. Thank you for recognizing.
Can you do a rap for us to end? It would be so great.
It's called "Oh shit, I'm a mom now." Oh shit, I'm a mom now. Oh shit, this is my job now. 9 to 5. Where you at? I want you back now. That's your preview. There will be a video soon.
That's amazing.
It's about being a mom and just wanting a regular job now.
So do you crave that like normal?
Yeah, I'm like, can I just be an assistant again?
Right, because you're just like, I just need.
It's just too much.
Would your husband support if you wanted to work out of the home?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I basically do. I just don't make money from it.
Right. Yeah, because you just work at night, basically. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. So he's supportive of whatever you want to do, which is the key.
I know. It's kind of nice.
It's like a partner. He wants you happy.
You're going to find that.
I will.
And it's going to be in Connecticut. It's going to be my neighbor because I'm going to make you be my neighbor. So
Did you try to hook me up with this person before? And then
there's several men I would like.
That are single?
Wait, didn't I try
There's single men in Connecticut?
Yeah, divorcees.
Oh, God. Do they want other kids,
there are single men.
I don't want anyone more than older than 45.
No, that's probably right.
Yeah.
No, there
Maybe
are
47.
single men, though. Stanford, my sister's moving here, and she's single. She's 36, and I'm telling her to move here. So we're going to make it happen.
Yeah. Well, we should go hang out in Connecticut and go have fun. That would be fun. You should be my
weekend. We'll do a weekend with Madison.
Could we?
Yes.
And we can document it?
Yes.
But honestly, though, you're going to find when I go out to the bars, you're going to be like, why are you so mean to the men? I'll be like, don't talk to me. I'm just here with my girlfriends.
Approachable.
Please get away from me.
I have a whole thing about going alone to bars and restaurants and being by yourself.
That's called a hooker. Right?
True. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's what they do, right? Although if you wear ripped jeans,
really
they know you're
ruined
not
it
a
for
hooker.
us.
I know. How about a friend stands in the back and then was like, look at that girl.
Right. No, just go to the bathroom. Like, make sure you're walking. If you go with friends, walk alone to the bathroom. Like, go to the bar alone. Find where the most people are and go to them.
I tried to do this once, and I was up in Lake Placid, like for a lacrosse tournament. I used to be a big lacrosse prostitute.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Oh, I loved lacrosse players. You carried a stick. You could stick your. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I loved the lacrosse players. I really did. Too bad they don't make money.
Yeah, can you make money in lacrosse? A female lacrosse player.
I'm at this lacrosse tournament where it's basically like old men that have real jobs that are now playing, right? And I was like, I'm going to do the whole walk to the bar thing and see if I can like scope out any hot lacrosse players. Okay, right. This was last summer. And what I forgot was that I was with my parents. Mm-hmm. So I was like, even if I found them, I was like, I got two cockblocks. What do you do?
Well, maybe it'd be a good time to introduce. They could help you like see if they're good.
Yeah, I know.
No, parents are cockblocks.
Right. They would be like, who is this guy? I had one guy show up at that tournament. I'm going to tell this story and then we'll go. One guy show up at the tournament who I'd met him the night before. And I was like, oh, he's just a nice guy. Like, he was in marketing. I was like, he's not like hitting on me. He really wasn't. So the next day he said, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm in Lake Placid. I said, I'm at dinner. He goes, what are you doing later? I said, I think we're going to the bar at the end of the road or at the very end of Main Street after. And he goes, is it okay if I bring a couple of my friends? I said, not a problem. I have 3 friends with me. And he goes, great. So he, of course, recruits his like lax bros and is like, dude, I met this girl at the bar. She was hot. Right. You got to come. She's got 3 friends with her. And they're like, fuck, pony up. Let's go, right? Because they're like exhausted from playing all day. Well, what I didn't tell him was that the 3 friends were my mom, my dad, and like basically my cousin, Uncle Greg. So when they showed up, they were like, hey, I'm like, meet my friends.
Hey. They're my friend. They're friendly.
My friend Greg was like, if you ever did that to me, I would fucking push you off of our stool. Like, this is the funniest shit. And my dad goes, you told them that you had 3 friends? I said, I didn't say that they were men. I just said friends. And they ended up, they hung out with us the entire night.
That's a good guy.
Till 3 a.m, Greg and I were with them.
Amazing.
Yeah. He's of course like.
I like those people.
He was, he's married or whatever, so it wasn't anything, but he's helped with the but he wasn't my type. But a nice guy. And his friends were like.
That he was married.
His friends were like, oh, we want to bang your mom. And I'm like, oh, that's a compliment. When somebody wants to bang your mom, it's actually a compliment.
That's so nice.
You're almost
they're
like,
saying you could be that and we'll want to bang you in 15. No.
Well, sometimes they follow it up with,
years.
You look so much like your dad.
Right? It's like, thank you. You have your dad's facial features.
I was like, oh, so you want to fuck him too?
Right. All guys are a little gay.
Exactly. Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you for bringing me wine. I don't even know.
We drank it.
I feel what is this? I feel like this is
organic.
Probably
It's
what is it? You give them a shout out. We have to give them a shout out.
Caricante, Tere Siciliane, Made with organic grapes, vegan friendly. Did you know that some wines are not vegan? Check the label.
Okay. Well, on that note, we are going to sign off. You guys, please follow Courtney at Courtney Davis.
At the Courtney Davis.
The.
Thank you.
T-H-E.
Don't forget the T-H-E.
The
Look, Courtney Davis wasn't available. It's not.
Yes.
It's also because
But this is the Courtney Davis. Exactly. And where else can they find you? Do you have a website, show schedule?
CourtneyDavis.com. I'll be at the Comedy Cellar this Monday at 8 p.m.
Very exciting.
And Stand Up New York this Friday. And yeah.
Okay. I love it.
And on Star 99 on Tuesdays.
Yes.
Tuesday
you guys,
mornings.
so make sure you tune in. If you're not in Connecticut or New York, find it online. This girl's beautiful. She's funny. She's rich. Don't rob her.
We're probably
hopefully we'll have some pool parties this year, and then we can.
Yes.
We have to do one
You
in
will
our
see more of us.
bikinis.
We will do we will give the people what they want.
Yeah,
Mostly
let's do
you
a
in a
podcast
bikini.
topless. That would be fun.
Great idea.
Yes. So stay tuned for that. Please stay tuned. I'll actually wash my hair for that one. All right, you guys. Thank you. Courtney, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Next to Madison. We'll see you guys next time to find out who's next. Hi, your host, Madison Malloy here. I just wanted to remind you guys to please follow the show on social media at Next to Madison. And if you have any questions or suggestions for the show, or you feel that you would be a great guest on the show and would love to be considered, please feel free to email me at nexttomadison@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms. And I thank you again for listening.